Hello beautiful souls, day 177 and also the first day of the 26th week of going live every day here on Facebook or somewhere else on social media. By the end of the week I'll be over halfway through, at least week-wise. I'll be on the downward slope, as they say. I titled this video that I was back waiting for the mirror or the reflection to change. And I did not realize that until a little while ago. This last week there has been a lot going on. There has been a lot of, let me put it this way, I have had a lot of opportunities to dissolve, let go, delete, conditioned self, distortions, cages, energetic cages that were built up around myself for that. And like I shared yesterday, the melting, the dissolving of an old way of keeping myself safe, this old way of me wanting to run and hide, shall we say. But coming back to today's topic, it's so interesting to realize or to re-notice where your attention has actually been when you think it's been somewhere else. With everything that's been going on this last week or so, my body has just felt tight. There's a lot of stuff going on, cellular clearing, energetic clearing, all of that stuff, all of that shenanigans. And so again today, like yesterday and so many days, I put music on to move my body, and there was big resistance to it. But after a while, I'm not sure how long, doesn't matter, the phrase that I have used recently, at least in this context, but certainly have had other flavors of it for quite a while, came to my mind. I am the commander of my field, or another way I've said it, I am the conscious influencer of my universe. Others may say I am the co-creator of my life, whatever it might be. But when those words came to mind, there was a shift in my own energy on the inside, a solidity, a grounding, a remembering of that truth, which came along with the quick realization of, I've been waiting for the mirror, the reflection to change. I've been convincing myself that I've been commanding my field, when in actual fact my mind, my conditional mind, has been front and center, waiting for feedback, waiting for validation, waiting for the sign that things are moving in my favor. And that was really, really, really interesting to notice this evening. And it got me pondering within myself, if that is the case, then how embodied am I in the truth of that statement, that I am the commander of my field? You know, and it may be that we each have our ebbs and flows of things like that, but in the moment and in my recent moments, the truth is I haven't been. Not the embodiment of it. Using it as a term to help make myself feel better, to feel like I'm in control, when the truth is that when we are really in the frequency, the signal of being the commander of our field, and what that truly means, we are literally in charge with our soul. We are plugged in like a battery in with our soul, literally in charge, charged by that truth. And so I decided to sit down and take a little bit of time to contemplate, well, what does this actually mean for me? And I know we are meaning-making machines, but for me to honestly be the embodiment of this kind of statement, how does that show for me? What does that, how do I feel? What do I think? How do I show up? All of these kind of things. And I have more contemplating to do about it. But some of the things that became obvious for me is that to be the commander of my field means that it is outside of any conditional belief. There is no outside validation required. I am in my personal or soul power in it. I'm not waiting for circumstances to shift how I feel, or who I am, or how I am. And an interesting one then came up. It's this frequency, this signal, commands the complete embodiment of its truth for its full potency and its full power. And these are some words that have come into my awareness somewhat recently. It's frequency first, signal first. It's that inner energy, inner calibration, inner decision that happens first. To be the commander of my field means that I change the mirror not because I need to, but because it is commanded to. No conditions, no reasoning, no anything. Simply because it's commanded to. And there's a feeling, there's a grounded truth in it, there's an embodiment of it. There is, again, that in charge feeling where I'm connected to this earth and yet connected to the higher realms of who I am, who we are. And one of the last ones I'll share is, and this was a really wonderful one to feel into, that it has this joyous, elevated frequency. And that's not something that I have really I haven't tapped into that before. Because very often, especially if our mind has taken over, or our conditioned self has taken over with a phrase or with a frequency of I am the commander of my field, it can feel heavy, it can feel like too much of a responsibility, it can feel overwhelming, lots of things. But the truth of this kind of frequency, it's a joyous, elevated frequency. And it's like the heavens celebrate. That those, whoever, who have been guiding us back to the truth of who we are, continuously reminding us through the wisdom, through whatever, through the examples, through the whatever it is. When we tap into that frequency, they celebrate, and it is the joy of that celebration of us finally realizing that it's not a chore, it's not a job, it's our truth. And still, as we move forward with that, we still, not all of us, but many of us, require still redefinition redefinition, potentially quite frequently, back into that truth, back into that soul identity, the one who is the commander of her field, the one that is the conscious influencer of her universe, so that she can continue to remind herself, remember who it is that she truly is, and to let go, dissolve, delete all and any of the distortions that are in the way. Be them thought, memories, conditional behaviors, emotions, whatever it might be, excuses, to let that go. And as I am realizing, even more and more, especially this week, sometimes this level of soul embodiment is not for the faint of heart, because it may very well require us to hold ourselves in a strength, in a courage that we didn't think we would need. It's very often we might think or believe that this kind of journey home to ourselves is going to be amazing, that it's going to be a walk in the park, because why wouldn't it be if we're going home to who it is that we are? But the reason is we have sometimes let me change the word. Sometimes there's going to be some things that have clouded our vision, made us forget that, as I said a little while ago, we need to dissolve. I am the commander of my field. It has taken me until today for me to know that at the level with which I currently know it at. It has taken me till today to be fully willing to be the embodiment of that, to find out what happens in a joyous and elevated way. Because this is the truth of who it is that we are, or at least one of the core ones. And what will it be like? What would it be like to create a life from this kind of truth? To bring to life yourself, your life, your desires, your dreams, your wants, whatever it might be, from this kind of truth. And to play full on with the universe, with God, to see what happens. The doors to ReDefined are open. It's 6 weeks, 1-to-1 journey back to the truth of who it is that you are. We have everything we need inside of us for this journey. It's simply about being guided on what to let go of, what to delete, what to collapse, and to be reminded sometimes, over and over, of your truth, your soul identity. If you would like details for ReDefined, you can comment below. It's €999 for the 6 weeks. If this, what I spoke about, sparked something in you, I would love to hear from you. If you feel like it would influence somebody in your life, then please do share it. That would be greatly appreciated. I will see you tomorrow.